assessment of that one, Michael?
You were there. Tough, hard win.
You're pleased with that effort, intensity?
Just pleased to get a victory, really. I mean, against a very good football side. They proved that last week and the week before that. So they're not an easy side to play against. We've got some really sensational type players. So, yep, very happy.
What did you make of Cad's assistance game? He certainly racked up the possession.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty hard to individualise. If I said, don't worry about the game, just say about him, he's just a extremely brave player that, you know, we tend to say, you know, who's the bravest player? It's generally someone who's big and tough and knocks them over and this sort of stuff. You know, he's in the same class as 2 or 3 others that just at that weight level don't know how to back off, and he's you know, his bravery is outstanding, and it comes on the back of broken jaw a couple of years ago. It comes on the back of being probably 75, 76 kilos, and just leadership through action.
Would you agree it was Dale Thomas's best game for the club?
Well, it was we're all very happy for his goal, put it that way. I think it's good for him because it's not through lack of effort. But as I say, it's difficult to say, you know, who are the better players? Well, I suppose if you look at numbers, if they're the better players, well, they're the better players. But you can look at other areas that may not have great numbers, but also contributed. So it's, you know, you blokes will write down who your first 5 best are, and they'll go by stats. So, you know, in my case, we'll just look at the side the way the jobs were, and you won't know all the particular jobs, so therefore we don't expect you to. But you know, it's hard to get around when you look at Paddy Dangerfield. I mean, he's just a sensational player, and his first half in stoppages was outstanding. Kept him probably in the game. But yet Dennis Arfield did a pretty good job on him in the end, without stats, and others. It was a close game. I mean, it goes, you know, a few more seconds, they picked it up off the ground and maybe kick a goal. We're in here going, we've lost by a point.
Everett's obviously one of those other guys who played a really
Everett
terrific job.
was, yeah, didn't kick the football in the first half. First kick is a goal in the 3rd quarter. Very important. Yeah.
I mean, how do you gauge his development as a player, adding another? He was a utility before he came to you, but now he's added that other string of run with tagger.
Precisely. I think what players come from other clubs come with a certain strength. That's why you go and get them, and you'd like to give them opportunity if they didn't have some. And both Thomas and Everett both had opportunity. Doherty's a bit different. He didn't get a lot of opportunity as a young man, as a young player. So, you know, we'd want to give him opportunity. We saw something in him, and then you want to add on to their game if you can. And that's not for one moment minimising the effect they had on with the other club, but it's just that in his case, I think he's developed another string to his bow. So it helps his game, and it helps us look at that and go, right, we'll just push him to the side, push him to here. You know he's going to play. Let's look at what the rest of the side looks like.
Were there any efforts in the last?
Big pardon?
Were there any particular efforts in the last few minutes you thought were really crucial to your team? They were.
Well, I think overall, defensively to just hold out and still have control. I don't say control of the game, but still have control of the occasion. I think that's so vital that perhaps, you know, this time last year we may have made the mistake of being a bit extravagant, or being less mindful of where the boundary was, or having less support perhaps around you. So just little things like that, without going around and saying it was one particular thing. But there were some good blocks. There was a good punch back. There was there was a good contest, albeit we lost the last contest, which is really disappointing because I thought our structure, we know what the structure is, and we just fell away. But on that last kick that Everett kicked, our structure really wasn't what we planned. But then again, it's 30-minute last quarter, 120 minutes of football played, but almost every player out on his feet. So it's not we won't make an excuse for it, but we'd like to get better at it. But some of those things during the last 5 minutes, pretty hectic.
Do you feel that they're building that as a team, that game fitness? I know you had a lot of pre-season
Yeah,
injuries.
yeah.
But are they building for the season?
Well, I'm glad he must be the only one that's got any real knowledge of the game. I'm so pleased that someone has jumped up and said something like that. You know, we did have a very, and one of the things we don't try to do is harp on injuries, because injuries are part of the game. But we did have a lot of players coming off surgery to the point where we had three, maybe four in January. It's very difficult to master the intensity without that, and you have to build into that. Our reserves are getting beaten regularly, and that's basically on the back of a lot of young kids that we drafted last year. They will be better for it, but we can't, we're not, I know Hawthorn got beaten last night, but the players they brought in were very good footballers. The players that are out are very good footballers. And what we need to do is to know that in 1 or 2 years, those players that we replace will get us over the line until you sort of steady the ship. What we had to do early in the season, we had to play players who were compromised and work them through the games to get match fitness. And you're always vulnerable, particularly at the end of each quarter and particularly at the end of the game. So, you know, to recognise that, and Thomas is a classic. It's a 12 months, it's a reconstruction. It takes 12 months. He's 6 weeks in front of what everyone thought. Like we didn't expect him to play the first 6 games because we're building him up to play. And it'll take him time. So you mentioned about Thomas. He's going to step up. There's others that have come off long-term injuries. They will step up, and it's being out in the middle. We'd prefer a lot of them to be out in the middle in the seconds, quite frankly, but we just can't afford that at this stage.
Last one, guys.
Andrew Carlton, Mick, we expect to have him back next week.
Played in the reserves, and I haven't seen how he's pulled up, so we'll wait till we see how he pulls up. Thank you.